Welcome back to the program. And journalist Yvonne Ridley is now getting involved in the attempt to intercede on behalf of the British born aid worker in Syria, Tauqir Sharif. We've been chatting about the story for several days now. He's been not kidnapped, rather arrested by a group called HTS or Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. We're joined online now by Yvonne. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program, Yvonne.
Walaikum salam. Lovely to talk to you.
All right, so this is a person who was a former British citizen. His citizenship has since been revoked because of his work in Syria. And you are stepping in to do something that the British government was supposed to have done, bring their citizens or make sure that the citizens remain free. What's the situation on the ground right now?
Well, I have made contact with the group and asked to go over to see for myself that Tauqir Sharif is okay and that he's in a good condition. Since I've made that request, I know that he has been allowed to see members of his family, and they are considering my request because, as you say, he has had his citizenship revoked. He doesn't have the British Foreign Office making inquiries about his welfare. They're not interested, and so that's why I made the contact. And as you know, I'm quite concerned about prisoner welfare around the world, and it's something that we've spoken about many times. And so I've made it a mission of mine to get out there and to make sure that he is being treated correctly.
Mm. Now, Sharif and his wife, Raquel Hayden Best, have been in Syria since 2012. They've been doing quite a bit of humanitarian work, media work. Is there any indication as to the reasons, if you do know, why he has been arrested?
Well, I'm still waiting to hear that. I'm still waiting to see why exactly why this has been happened. Apparently, it is something to do with the way he's run his charities. Um, but you know yourself, working in a war zone delivering aid is fraught with all sorts of difficulties, and you need to get the support and backing of various groups on the ground. And it's one of those situations where I think you end up either being everybody's friend or pleasing no one. And I think that what's happened is that he has fallen between two stools here. And I mean, there's no question of dishonesty or fraud or anything like that. Um, but as I say, you know yourself, working in a conflict zone or an area of great stress has all sorts of other challenges for charities.
Now, you are willing to go down yourself and see for yourself the conditions that he is being kept under and to try and work for his release, I would presume. Would that not be putting yourself at risk? I mean, are you not afraid of going into one of these kinds of situations once again?
Well, um, I'm not reckless. I do make calculated risks. The nature of our work as journalists, again, is also fraught with risks. And you know, as I say, I'm not going to be reckless. I will make sure that there are assurances about safety in place. and safety and security in place before I go.
Has there been any, assistance from the British government at all, and perhaps even the Turkish authorities, as that would be the point of contact?
I did get a communication from the British Foreign Office instructing me to stop calling him a British aid worker. And I was quite shocked at the petty tone of this email. In fact, initially I thought it was a spoof. I thought it was a joke. Uh, we're in the middle of a global pandemic, as obviously your listeners are aware. And for the British Foreign Office to become concerned about what I call Tauqir Sharif, I found to be absolutely astonishing. And if that is the sort of petty vindictiveness that is focusing their mind, it speaks volumes about where we are at the moment with this British government. And I find it incredible that they would adopt this attitude, especially when you have somebody like Tauqir Sharif displaying British values, or what we like to think are British values, of humanity, kindness, sacrifice, working for those who are less able to help themselves, putting food on the table for widows and orphans. So yes, I have heard from the British government, and that's all that I've heard. And if they're listening to this broadcast, which they invariably will, I would ask them to go take a running jump. I don't need their help.
Journalist Dr. Yvonne Ridley, thank you so much for your time this morning and for bringing us up to speed with the latest developments regarding the incarceration of Tauqir Sharif.